Aggie's turtle as it swims away.
It's so deep. Hey, buddy. How you doing?
We had a really great day today working with many of our partners, including Bristol County Agricultural High School, in the class that's been raising the head-starting the turtles since last fall. It's really fantastic to have students that are working on a project that's really making a difference in the field and to see them so excited about the project. Certainly the conservation benefit is going to be huge because we wouldn't be able to raise all these turtles on our own. So in some sense they're really making the success of this project for us. But I think one of the things that we're always looking at in the Fish and Wildlife Service is trying to put forward as much information as we can and just make sure that information transfer and the excitement for these projects gets passed on to students that could be the future biologists and researchers that are working on these types of projects.
The Blanding's turtle is a species that's pretty rare in New England, and there's probably only 3 or so populations that have any large size to them, say 50 or more individuals. So the opportunity to actually create a new population here at the Aspet River National Wildlife Refuge kind of presented itself when this refuge was established. It's got habitat that's good habitat for Blanding's turtles, and it has a long-term management goal from the Fish and Wildlife Service. And so we thought it was a real opportunity to take a proactive approach to Blanding's turtle conservation and try to establish an additional population here at this site, as opposed to what seems we're always doing with conservation, which is fighting to preserve what we have left.
I think one of the other things that is really neat about this project is a perfect example of adaptive management. Kurt mentioned that we had released some translocated juveniles from the donor population here so we could learn what are the best places to release our since so that we're not waiting until 15, 20 years down the road to find out how successful we are.
I've done work with the refuge system since about 1981 on Blanding's turtles in one capacity or another, and most recently at from the donor site since 1986. So we have a pretty good knowledge base of what the population status is there and what the population trends have been, in part because of the the nest protection and some level of head starting that we've done there. So we feel pretty confident that the donor population is healthy, secure, and isn't going to be impacted by removal of a small percentage of the hatchlings that we're head starting for translocation to this site.
This is the second year that the Natural Resource Management students at Bristol Aggie have been involved with the Blanding's Turtle Head Start program, and it's a great program for these kids. They're interested in careers in environmental science and conservation. This allows them to work on a real-world project. It forces them to use math, computer, and writing skills in a vocational program while solving a real-world conservation challenge.
We got to learn so much about a different kind of animal that you don't normally see.
Yeah, we got to do things that a lot of other high schoolers, kids in general, wouldn't get to actually do. Like, how many kids coming out of a regular high school would get to be like, hey, I work for Blanding?
One of the great things about the kids at Bristol Aggie, I think they're really enthusiastic. They're always looking for ways to improve their methods. They're always looking for ways to really try to increase the size of the turtles to make their diet healthier and help to bulk them up. So I just think it's great to have kids who are so enthusiastic about it, and it gives them all this real-world experience that they wouldn't otherwise get to see maybe until college or later on.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, they want to know what they're going to do tomorrow.
Yep.
Look at, there it is.
Is he coming up?
He's stuck bookwork. Yeah.
It's been really wonderful working with so many partners that have the expertise. So Oxbow Associates and University of Georgia and the Savannah River Ecology Laboratory and Bristol County High School has been really big players in this project.
It is really interesting. Like, you can do so much with them, and it does require a lot of work, but in the end,
It's totally
it's amazing. It's definitely worth it. Exactly. It's all about conservation.